guys, today we are going to be talking about angles. So first, we are in our notes packet on page 5. We're going to define some things, talk about notation first. So first things first, what's an angle? I think if I asked you to draw an angle, we could, right? It looks like this. But mathematically what we say is it's two rays that have the same endpoint, right? Because a ray has an endpoint and then goes on forever in the opposite direction. So it's two rays that have the same endpoint. Next thing we're going to talk about is the side. So the side of an angle is just the rays, right? So those two are the sides. So it's the rays of the angle. And the vertex is that end point. So it is the point where the sides meet. So that's what an angle is. I think we're pretty aware of that, but it's worth looking at again. The next thing down here, it says angles are measured using degrees. So we would say like 90 degrees, 80 degrees, 100 degrees. If you don't want to write the measure of angle A, because that's kind of wordy to write that every time we're talking about how many degrees are in an angle, we can just write a lowercase m and then an angle sign and then whatever that letter is. So this means the same as the measure of angle A. So we would read that exactly the same. Another thing that I want to touch on is how we can name angles. So let me draw you an angle here. We've got X, Y, and Z. So there's our angle. Let's also put a number in here. So let's just put a number 1. There are 3 ways that we could name this angle. The first way, we could just say angle 1. So if there's a number in here, that's not the number of degrees, that's just one way we could name that angle. Another way we could name that angle is angle X, Y, Z. X, Y, Z. Notice I started at one of the points that's not the vertex. I went to the vertex and then to the other point. The vertex must be in the middle. So there's one other way we can name this angle. We could just go the opposite direction. Z, Y, X. So those are the 3 ways we could name that. Now, I want to give you some examples of ways we could not name this angle. So one would be angle Y, X, Z, right? Y, X, Z. That doesn't make sense. It's not that angle. The vertex is not in the middle. We could also not say Y, Z, X. So these examples that don't work have a special name. Those are called counter examples. Counter examples. So they're things that are not true. There's an IXL that deals with counterexamples, so I wanted to make sure that you knew what those were. All right, I will see you guys in my next video.